Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. You're looking at the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of Oxagon of the ENJ0Y clan, and he's in platoon with Soul Collector in the Udas 16 and Soul Collectors in the Animal clan. Game on! 3 marks of excellence on that barrel, and that's the 203mm B4 howitzer. It's capable of doing 900 alpha, 52mm pen, and a blast radius of 10.4 meters, and also stun duration of 12.5 to 28 seconds. So it's a big hitter, and it's also got a fairly short reload. As you can see here, the standard reload is 37.39. But you can see Oxagon's got it down to 28.35, and that's a big footprint. Okay, looks like he's aiming for the rock just the other side of the battlefield. Now, he planted that round in there because there's nearly always somebody who will go to those rocks and hide behind them, just poke out every now and then, take a shot. But there's nearly always somebody in the spotting bush as well, so that's where I normally plant my first shell of the game. Okay, we can see an IS-22 going up to the top of the hill. They've already sent a Shure 4. It's gone all the way up there, and they've got some other tanks as well. So I tend to attack tanks that are going up the hill because our teammates can normally see these guys. Rounds out the T10. Just lands the other side of him, but it did get some splash. Now, we don't see the Shure 4, and our guys haven't gone all the way up to the top of the hill, which is a bit of an inconvenience. That means that they're going to let the enemy get up there first, and they'll take control of the other side of the windmill and make it difficult for our guys to get close to it. Okay, with no sign of them yet, but I'd be looking just the other side of the windmill. Okay, he's looking around. It appears there was a Polish tank destroyer the other side of that rock, by the way, the one he fired at first. Good hit on the AE phase 1. 363 stunned him, and he still hasn't got rid of the stun. No stun assist yet, though. Yes, you can see they've basically taken the top of the hill, and it looks like the Shure 4 may have made its way into the corner. Yes, he did, and that's why our guys didn't go up to the other side of the hill, because this guy was in the way. Well, now he's paying for it, because that's 413 near splash. Yes, I wonder why that Shure didn't turn up straight away, and it was very likely he was hiding in that wood, shooting at our tanks as they came up. He knocked over a few of them to provide himself with a bit of extra cover, because if you don't knock the trees down, then you're likely to get spotted by our side. And you can see now there's a couple of our tanks that did go up and they got wiped out, including a BZ166. Okay, enemy T10 coming down the other side now. And that's a nice hit for 132, and he got stun assist as well. But now it looks like the enemy has total control of the top of the hill. I guess that Shure 4 had a big effect upon the game, because by stopping our guys getting from one side, he allowed his teammates to get control. Yes, the other tank on our team that got wiped out was an AE phase 1. Okay, we're loaded. Rounds out in the AE phase 1 of the enemy team. And it's another 318. So already over 1,000 hit points of damage. The other dangerous thing, of course, of letting the enemy get control is that they rather dictate how they're going to come down the other side. At the moment, Soul Collector's the only one who's actually on the ramp, just the other side, on the enemy side of the field. Now, he can spot the enemy team for us, but the problem is that if those guys do come down, they can choose. They might go after him They might try to stop him from spotting them. Yeah, so we can't see them at the moment, but they must be considering how they're going to attack. A phase one again. Direct hit this time. In fact, he stunned two of them. So it does look as if those guys are actually receiving fire from our tanks near the rock. And that might persuade them to go down the side of the cliff edge, like this one's doing, the TVP. And once they're down at the bottom, they can use the ground to their effect. They can actually come up in defilade. The ridgeline will actually protect them and allow them to get up. All very close to getting the TVP. Again, they're effectively playing very defensively. The only player who's actually aggressively playing at the enemy is Soul Collector in the UDA 16. He must be picking up a lot of spotting. And that was a direct hit. So, yes, Soul Collector would have got something from that. He's lost a quarter of his hit points already, Soul Collector. Although the hit points of both teams is about the same. We're only one tank down. Okay, we're loaded again. And an MX-30B light. Oh, it's not a light tank, but it's a lightly armored tank. They are fairly easy to damage. And the A phase one that we hit earlier, well, he's not taking the lead anymore. Let's see what he does. He's going up to the edge to take a couple of shots. And their ELC M90 was actually in our spotting bush, but he got spotted and he's taken out. So I guess he was trying to work out where our guys were on the other side of the field. And in fact, now we've got a whole lot of trouble because Soul Collector is very close to that MX-30. He's come down from the top of the hill, and now we've got another tank threatening Soul Collector. It's a Cranbarn, and unfortunately, he does go down to the Cranbarn. So that means now we've lost that spotter. We do have a Nudes 14.5 nearby. He's on the other lookout spot at F7. With 4 tanks down on the enemy. And this is looking increasingly dangerous. Rounds out in the Cranbarn. Oh, only splashed. He moved forward the moment he knew a shell was coming in. You see, the A phase one is now using the ground to his assistance. There is a ridgeline there, or there is a curvature of the ground, which you can't see in overhead mode, but you can definitely see if you're in the field. And it actually hides the enemy from those tanks that are actually at the rock. You know, the rock halfway up the hill, where the tree line starts. Well, there's the rock, and you can see the TVP T5051 managed to make it to the other side of the rock, but he got wiped out. But you can see most of our tanks that were defending the rock have all gone down. The Progetto 65 moves up to take a position, but the MX-30B is now threatening our UDAs, and he's now one shot. Rounds out the Skoda. Close. 219 hit points. He's now over 2,000 hit points, Oxagon. Unfortunately, the enemy is now starting to make a move, and we can see a Skoda T50 coming in. There he is. He's now one shot. So we could take him out. Even a near miss would be enough to take him down. But the big worry is that AMX-30B, and yes, he's just seen it, Oxagon. Realizes that guy is a threat. Bit difficult to get a shell in there, though. You have to kind of aim for the water in order to hit something that's just down next to the water's edge. Being pressured from the north. And in fact, the only guy we've got defending our cap area at the moment is an FB4005, but he's being threatened by the AMX-30B. So this could go south very quickly in terms of against our advantage. We're just down to 6 tanks now. The IS-22 fires a double shot. That's why you heard the big bang. Rounds out. Well, he gets a big hit in return. That's 516 hit points, that one. Remember, it's 900 alpha, so that's a high roll, non-penetration. Skoda, still a one-shot. Almost loaded. Very tempting, that one, but we can't see him at the moment. He's gone back down into that low ground where we can't spot. Right up on top of the hill, the IS-22's popped up onto the ledge. We might be able to take him out as well. Nope. Goes long and to the left. That's RNG for you. Enemy Arty is focusing on our guys near the rock. They know that those are the guys who are actually holding up the enemy team. Oxagon's almost in the corner, as far away as he can get. And now we've got a Rebel Arise coming in. The enemy has still got 10 tanks in play. Nice hit. 328. But now we've lost one of the tanks up by the rock, and there's only one left up there. And that's the Progetto 65. He's just killed that Skoda, the one-shot Skoda. And we're hoping we might be able to get around in there and take out their standard B. Here's a one-shot. Rounds out. This should be a kill. Splashed him. Actually, it was the Scorpion, not the standard B. Tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks. In fact, actually, tier 8 tanks in this game as well. And our guys are retreating even further now. So it's looking like it's going to be over very soon. There's only 5 left on our team. Our Heshbon is looking kind of isolated, actually. He's sitting in the bushes just to the north of that little lake. I suspect that the enemy can't see him. Oh, well, I think they may have spotted him now. They've got close. There's the Shah. And that's a nice solid hit. Yes, our Heshbon was spotted because he's suddenly suffered a massive loss of hit points. He's dropped back into the water. Let's hope he doesn't drown. Shah's gone down, though, anyway, so all our guys are now pushing back into the corner, except for the Heshbon. A lot of the enemy tanks, yeah, they're coming in one by one, and there goes the Heshbon. The MX-30, though, takes a hit. Rounds out. Oh, that's a kill. But it wasn't to us. No, the MX-30 went down to our TVP T5051. And now there's only 3 of us left. We lost the Progetto 65 during that encounter. And now we're into the last minute. And they're already capping. But I don't think they'll need to cap. Not with the number of hit points we've got left. We've got about half the enemy team. They've still got 6 players in play. So it's 2-1. And they're capping again. And here comes one of them. It's the Polish tank destroyer. Oh, we took a round into the tracks. But the enemy 212 finishes us off, and we go down, and that was the end of the game. Yep, you can see the shell came in right from above, and it struck the top of the vehicle. So that was a resounding penetration. 42mm penetration, 28mm of armor, and game over. Well, even the best players do have losses every now and then, and this was one of them. That was an ace tanker game for Oxagon of ENJ0Y in the 212A. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he also got the high caliber for that game because he got the most damage overall. His win rate from the game, 4,757, Super Unicum Standard, and a bit more, but sadly he couldn't get the win. If you look at the team score, we can see highest damage was 4,855 hit points to Oxagon. Second highest damage was also on his team. The TVP T5051 got 4,650. And the third highest damage, well, that goes to the Shure MV7X on the enemy team, 4,470. And I think that is the guy that won the game for the team, because by sitting in the corner and knocking the trees down so he couldn't be spotted, he was actually able to put shots into our guys to stop them getting near the windmill, and consequently his team occupied the top of the hill, and from there they had the advantage all the way through the battle. When it came to kills, we can see the highest scorer was the TVP T5051 on our team, along with the Heshbon. They both got 3 kills, and on the enemy team, the Kranvan, and he was the guy who actually killed Soul Collector in that game. And when it came to Oxagon, he got just a 1 kill. And we can see as well that Soul Collector didn't get any kills, but he did get 1,528 experience points out of the game. And when it came to base XP, it's the enemy team who comes out on top there. Yes, 1,277 base experience points goes to the Shure MV7X. He's the only one to get over 1,000 base. 898 went to the enemy 212A, and he also picked up a Confederate. And third place, that goes to the Polish tank destroyer, Blajkowicza, and he got 796. So let's have a look at detail. 22 shots fired, 8 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations at all, but 24 splash. Damage of 4,855, of which 3,680 or 3,680 were at more than 300 meters. So there was some close range shooting. 2 hits received, 1 penetration, 1 non-penetration. And so I suppose that Arty shell actually did penetrate in the end, and I think it did. And that's why he died. 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed. And he also got 2,319 hit points of stun assist of 23 stuns. So huge number of shells fired, but he actually got more stuns than he actually fired shells. So I think he was stunning some of them twice. On a premium count, he actually made a loss on this game of 8,496. That's not a worry because, yes, he did have to pay full for consumables, but also he had to pay for the repair. And normally when you win a game, you won't get that cost in there as well, which means that that's why that 8,000 would have been reversed. He also picked up 1,635 experience points anyway, so at least it wasn't total loss. So there you go. Even Oxagon, with 3 marks on his barrel, sometimes gets defeats, but it was an honourable defeat. I mean, he must have spent a lot of his battle sitting in the corner, and the enemy 212A did not try to counter battery him until they actually spotted him, and then he went for it. And of course, he got the kill shot that actually ended the game, because of course that shell came down just as his teammates were dying, and he died as well. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the Al Gore Mr. Rhythm. And thank you for watching.